I'm an expert in my field who tested to see if ChatGPT could be used for some of our stuff. The problem is it would give you an answer that was wrong, but that sounded correct. You would only notice it was wrong if you already knew the answer. AI is all the rage now, and it's been sold to business owners as some sort of miracle cure that's going to cure all the problems that they have in their business. And AI can be great, but not enough people are talking about the cons of using AI for your business. Hi, I'm Dwayne. I'm a qualified IT business analyst with commerce and tech qualifications. I've worked in the industry as a business analyst for years. If you're a small online business owner and you're just at your wit's end, you're so busy all the time and you want to implement AI in your business, but you don't really know where to start and how to do it, click the link below and book a free call with me. Let's talk. The first watch out is AI is wrong a lot of the time. Now, if you're somebody who is familiar with using AI, for example, something like ChatGPT, and I keep using ChatGPT as an example in all my videos because it is the most used AI software on the planet, so I always like to use it for example so that people know exactly what I'm talking about. But if you use ChatGPT a lot, you're actually going to start recognizing that it's giving you wrong information more often than you'd expect. Now, a guy on YouTube that I follow actually brought this up in his community pages, and you should see the comments yourself. The first comment said, "I'm an expert in my field who tested to see if ChatGPT could be used for some of our stuff. The problem is it would give you an answer that was wrong, but that sounded correct. You would only notice it was wrong if you already knew the answer." The second comment says, "I asked ChatGPT and Gemini a question. I knew the answer well. They both gave me a totally incorrect answer. They chose to give me an answer instead of simply saying that they don't have an answer." This happened to me as well, actually, with Google's Gemini. I was watching a TV show and I paused the show to ask Gemini a question about said TV show. And Gemini gave me the wrong answer but made it sound totally legit. But since I literally had the TV show right in front of me, I was able to see straight away that the information that Gemini was giving me was actually wrong. So the moral of the story is do not put all your trust in AI. It still makes a lot of mistakes. Always double check the information that you get from it, especially if you're then going to use that information in your business. Many business owners use AI for things like writing social media captions, for example, so always double check the facts if you're going to use AI for anything like that. If you're just going to copy and paste something that you got from ChatGPT or Gemini or any of those sort of AI language learning models, double check the facts and the figures that it's giving you before you use it on your website, before you put it on your social media, because it will make you lose your customers' trust. It's going to reflect really badly on your brand if your customers start picking out inaccurate information from your landing pages or from your website. Like, they're not going to be able to trust you. And remember that AI can also be extremely biased depending on who programmed the algorithm and how it was programmed, so that's something else to watch out for. This actually leads on to my second watch out here: privacy data protection. Never ever put your customers' private information, their name, their address, their government number, or anything like that into AI. Right now, we don't have that many laws governing what AI can and can't actually do with your data, or what data it is and isn't allowed to use. AI companies are currently sticking to and adhering to the same laws that like the internet as a whole actually adheres to, and this actually presents a big problem. So far, the software companies themselves actually seem to be getting away with it. I mean, they're getting away with using people's data, and that's because the politicians that make these laws are usually decades behind when it comes to their knowledge of technology. If you look at the lawsuit filed against Clearview AI when it comes to their facial recognition technology, I mean, they kind of got away with it in that lawsuit. They literally mediated out of court, and they mediated a deal that like protects them going forward. They didn't really have any consequences for basically using people's data and using people's photos without their permission. And this is the thing, you as a business owner, you are not Clearview AI. You cannot afford to be taken to court because you put your customers' private information into AI. I've come across business owners who are doing this, and I always warn them, like, the lawsuits are coming. You don't want to lose the business that you worked so hard to build, and possibly everything you own because of a mistake like that. I've come across small business owners who put very sensitive customer information into ChatGPT, even though the software itself warns you not to do that. It actually tells you not to put in sensitive information in there. So always edit any customer information before putting anything into ChatGPT or any sort of AI software like that. And when it comes to other AI software as well, be careful what customer data you allow it to have access to. Because here's the thing, legally, the customer may have given you, the business owner, permission to look at and use their data, but they didn't give you permission to use their data and put it into an AI model. That essentially means that other people can have access to it and view their data as well, potentially, since AI essentially reuses all the data that we feed it. The more people start understanding how AI actually works, the more they're gonna start getting angry about how it's using their data. We'll start seeing more and more lawsuits in the news. Don't be on the receiving end of one of those. So watch out number 3 kind of ties into the other two, and it's that AI is not yet good enough to be left on its own. Like I said before, you must proofread everything that it gives you, especially if, like the previous example, it's something that you're going to be copying and pasting onto your own website or your own social media. And if it's something that you'll be sending on to your customer, definitely make sure that you proofread it beforehand. For example, I spoke to a business owner who is in the legal finance space. This person helps other people to create their trusts and trust funds and documents for their trust funds. So very, very important work. This particular business owner thought it was a good idea to use ChatGPT to draft their trust document for their customer. This was a draft documentation, so it wasn't the legally binding version of the documentation. This was just something that they were going to send to the customer so that the customer will have a look at all the terms and conditions and say, okay, I'm happy with this. But the thing is, the business owner then sent the draft to the customer without even reading it first. And the customer then contacted them to let them know that they found loads of mistakes in this document. So ChatGPT had made some assumptions about certain things in the document based on other information that was there. So I was actually surprised to see that somebody in a profession like that would trust something like ChatGPT to draft a document for them and then not read it beforehand or read it carefully before sending it to the customer. Don't do this. Using AI this way as a business owner is actually quite reckless, and you can definitely end up in court with a lawsuit over something like this. And it also screams unprofessionalism. This doesn't just go for ChatGPT. Even tools like AI note takers that I mentioned in my previous video can be wrong. If you're going to use an AI tool to draft your emails, make sure that you're reading those emails before you send them on to other people. If you're using an AI agent for lead generation, make sure you keep an eye on the way that it reaches out to those leads, because it could literally be costing you leads, which will therefore be costing you potential revenue. It's essentially costing you money. So don't forget to click that link below to book a call with me. And make sure to like this video if you found it helpful, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!